Let's rock.
This is FanStream Sports.
Can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Here we go!
I guess I want to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about my pants.
Oh, yeah. Welcome into the Colby, Sapp, and IndyCarTim show. That show that you've, wildly chosen to download and or click on right now. We appreciate the hell out of you. If you'd like to talk to us during your recorded podcast, 214-937-0569 is the way to do so on the FanStream Sports text line. But as you know that I'm Colby Sapp, you also should know that the guy that's in the booth that's bobbing and weaving and doing stuff, that's one IndyCarTim. What's up, Tim?
Hello, world. Hello, cruel world. Hello, Colby. Welcome to your show.
You know what? I am glad to be here, and I go ahead and let it be my show, even though I'm not the one that wrote any of the things that you saw describing the show in that list, as it all sounds like it come from somebody with sour taste in their mouth, as he wants to talk about the draft fail, which I don't believe it was. He wants to talk about the Mavericks failing, which series is tied to, too. I don't call that a fail. The only one that's failing right now is the Stars, but we'll see what happens later on tonight. And as far as we bury the freak, Mornitz, I don't know, burying just sounds like, I mean, that's kind of what you do when something passes, but it sounds like we're just going to kick dirt on it. That's definitely not what we're doing.
Well, I mean, if you have a pet that dies, you bury it. You don't just mourn it.
True. Or the vet does after whatever happens.
After you give him $300,
Yeah.
Go do what you want with the body.
I mean, I don't want to go do.
That's what I did with my parents.
What?
Send them to the vet. Go do what you want. I already buried them. Already paid for the headstones.
Okay, that's wrong.
How would you know if they weren't in the grave?
Your parents?
Yeah, or anybody. How do you know they're actually there?
Well, because I was there when they got let into it.
Okay.
Casket service.
Open casket?
They didn't have it open as they were lowering my dad in there. No.
So I died.
Yeah?
I was 17 when my mom passed away.
Man, connect those sentences and we'll wonder how you got
I
here.
was 17 when I died. Colby, I was 17 when my mom passed away.
Uh-huh.
She died of breast cancer. I don't know why I'm smiling talking about this. It's really funny. And what's funny is we didn't really have an open casket service, right? So, but they did the thing at the gravesite, and she's on the little thing. We're all, whatever, preacher's talking. And, they're getting ready to drop her into the ground, right?
Uh-huh.
And I looked at so I'm sitting between my dad and my brother at the time, and I looked over at my dad. I'm like, Dad, I think I want to see her one more time. And he didn't even look at me. He just shook his head no. He's like, no, Didn't even look at me.
Right.
And I looked at my brother. I'm like, I think I want to see her again. And he didn't even respond. Dude, I freaking got up. I walked over to the preacher. I said, I want to see my mom one more time. And everybody heard me, and there was a gasp. Oh. So he did, man. He opened it up and let me see her one last time before they dropped her into the ground. I was just like, because she was in the hospital for a long time. Man, this show got really dark.
It
Man.
did. I mean,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go there.
No, you're the only one that went there.
I know.
What? I didn't know what you were doing.
You know what? I probably have never told that story ever before. Since August 28th, 1988. Or a few days later, probably, when we buried her. But this show got dark. Can we start over?
Let's rock.
This is FanStream Sports.
Can I please have your
I mean, I'm not going to do the intro again. I done did it. And once I tossed it to you, the whole show just ran into the...
It did, man. Because we were going to bury something else, not my mom.
You know, later on, I want you to mark what you just said.
We're going to bury something else, not my mom?
Yeah.
I got 2 of them now. I mean, we go straight to this.
Go ahead and end the show. Just go ahead.
We'll
and
be
end
back
it.
on Wednesday.
You know, okay, somehow trying to jump on my motorized Segway to move into a little bit more of what we wanted to talk about at the intro of this segment as,
I don't know how I did that.
oh man, just all wheels are just flying in all different directions. Yep. I don't know what month it is, much less what day it is right now.
Oh, my God.
Sweet Lord.
Stay hard, Mom.
Yeah.
I was supposed to say stay hard, freak.
That's what we were talking about, or we were getting ready to talk about, was the 97 one, The Freak, as it has left our airways. And I don't know, honestly, what happened. I mean, I know that ratings-wise, they weren't doing well over there. I really don't know why they weren't doing well over there, because of the amount of talent that they had over there at that station I thought was astounding.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of guys that I thought they could all carry a thing, and they should carry it no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And
They didn't fail because of quality of product.
no, they didn't. No, they didn't fail because of quality of product. I wonder, part of me wonders if it was just because of what people thought around this area. When you went to 97.1, you went for a particular thing, and that was your, not current rock and roll, but pretty up to date, not the latest and greatest, but your good party jams that if you're a rock minded individual, you could go and listen there. And I don't know. I mean, I always thought that the music station was going to die at some point, quick, fast, and in a hurry. My own personal opinion, because if I want music, I'm not going to a radio station.
See, I do. I think we're a generation away from that happening still, because I would rather just turn on the radio and hit a button than have to go to my phone, make sure it's linked to my radio, go to Spotify or Apple Music or wherever the hell I want to go,
Right.
and then click on a playlist. I don't have time for that. I just want to freaking hit the button on the radio and listen.
And I don't.
And my kids can't understand that.
I mean, I don't understand that anymore, because I used to hate it when I would sit and wait for one particular song to finally play.
Right.
And then when they finally did play it, I was happy for about 3 minutes, and with the on-air personality just talking all over the intro until the person starts singing. And then on the way out, they don't even finish the song right because they've got to swing it to. I just used to. I mean, just give me the song without you talking into it.
So you want to hear something funny about that? When I hear songs like from the 80s that I had on mixtapes, right? Because I had to explain to one of my kids over the weekend how we used to do mixtapes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, you had to have a boombox or a radio that had a cassette player that had a record feature.
Right.
Buy a blank cassette, you put it in there, and you literally just wait. You wait for your song to come on, you hit record, and the DJ's still talking over the beginning of the song, because that's what they did back then. And they started doing it again at some point. And then you hit stop at the end of the song, and the DJ's talking over the end of the song.
Right.
So I had so many tapes, so many mixtapes of so many songs I loved that I listened to all the time. I can, in my head, still hear the DJ talking over certain songs I listen to now, because it's embedded in my brain from listening to it back then, right? Like on Y95, the old KZPS.
Right.
Or before it was KAFM, before it was KZPS, 92.5, the power station. And all of those, dude, I would record songs all the time. And that's what I have in my brain is still the DJ talking over the music, even when I hear it like on a playlist or something.
And as much as I practiced back in American Broadcasting School,
Oh, yeah.
hitting the post, every time that I was in charge of walking up any kind of music, I would cut off well before. And it wasn't because I didn't have the ability to hit the post. It was, I was trying to respect the music that I was playing.
Yep.
And if you ever heard me hit the post, then I didn't like the song. I had no respect for anything that was going on at that point, and then I would hit it. But as far as, I mean, I almost feel like if they were to have picked a different station to do this on, then there wouldn't have been any qualms, because most of the feedback of people being like, "Ah, I'm glad," is because they're glad that the Eagles back, not because, those guys are gone. They just wanted their rock station back. I also am very, well, this is just what big media conglomerations do. I'm disheartened at the fact that they only got 18 months to change a city's mindset on what that station represents. Out of all the heritage they went into it, they got 18 months to do something.
Do you know why?
Why?
So Richie Witt, my colleague over at Athlon Sports now, Richie Witt wrote an article because we cover the Mavs. And of
I
course,
did see that Richie wrote an article. I don't read.
The reason he gave, or what, not because of that, but one of the things he pointed out is that iHeartMedia does not do sports talk. They don't do talk shows. They are a music station.
Right.
They own music stations. This was a deviation for them, turning the Eagle into the Freak. And apparently they had zero confidence in it from the get-go, which you and I sort of had a little insight into that.
Right.
The leash was very short for this to either work or not. And most people in that business, in our business, Colby, you need more than 18 months to establish a client base, a listener base, especially when you replace a legendary station in DFW like the Eagle that we grew up listening to.
Uh-huh. It would kind of be like, hey, we're going to change, I don't know, K-Love into not K-Love.
It's not anymore.
Well, see, I don't even
know. You aware of this?
I don't even know what's over there. I just thought, hey, that's the station to turn to.
It's the Spot.
The what?
It's
the 7-Up mascot got a radio station?
He got his own station, Colby. No, it's the Spot, and they play like classic rock. Like, it's probably what I listen to the most now.
The Spot.
The Spot.
You know what? I wouldn't even, because I just knew that it was oldies.
Yeah.
So my brain just I just don't go there.
Right.
Because that's definitely not metal.
Because that's where Ron Chapman applies his craft in the mornings. Ralph Chapman.
Ralph.
Yeah, that was his real name. But, in 103.7, 98.7 K-Love, the old, they're all rock now. 103.7 KVIL is now what was it?
See, this is how much I don't listen to music on the radio.
What was it called? The Edge.
102.1, The Edge.
Right.
With Jagger.
But then it went to 94.5, The Edge.
Jagger and Julie in the morning.
Yeah, by the way, when The Edge came to town, I almost quit listening to radio for the rest of my life because it was so terrible.
Oh, you weren't digging the alternative?
No, and it was the first alternative station we had here in Dallas, and I hated every bit of it because every song they played, I always made fun of it. It's an alternative to real music. Yeah, it's alternative rock because it's an alternative to real music. That was me being funny back in the 90s.
It was not funny now. It wasn't probably funny then.
But no, dude, 103.7 is it's called Alt 103.7.
I've seen signs for them, and I don't care.
It's what it is. It's what it is. But yeah, because I still listen to music on the radio.
I
have all of my presets. And by the way,
my YouTube music knows what I want to hear, and then when it doesn't know what I want to hear,
you are the only person I know of that listens to YouTube music.
Because I have the option of if I'm listening in my car, it's going to play a radio, but then also if it's going to keep playing songs, but then I'm like, oh yeah, cool. What is this? And if their video is out, I just hit video and it starts. I was like, this is what these people look like.
Yeah. I can just Google a picture of them.
I can see them jam.
I've never heard of anyone that listens to, I didn't know that I knew it was still around.
The YouTube music?
YouTube music.
That's
I don't even see ads for it anymore.
I guess because they got my subscription, so they're good. They're good.
I do everything else that Google does. I have YouTube TV.
So.
Huh. So, yeah, we didn't talk a lot about the Freak, but we feel bad for all those boys over there. We knew a big bunch of them and wish everybody well.
At one point, there was a little bit of scuttlebutt going around that the one Colby, Sapp, and IndyCarTim show might have made their way over to the Freak.
Very early on in the process.
Very early on in the process.
We were going to be your either weekend or nighttime programming over there.
We didn't.
Yeah, we didn't do it.
Mm-mm.
Not from a lack of trying, though.
No, we wanted to. Now, I think we're too far not together as far as a run sheet or any kind of. We don't know what we're doing.
Well, and honestly, we had a lot of proponents over there that were pulling for us.
Yes.
A lot of on-air people that really wanted us over there with them. But it was all of the iHeartRadio people that listened to our show and our demo that were like, no.
What?
Why?
What are these guys doing?
The hell?
And we tried to do the straightest laced
Oh,
demo.
we did.
And maybe that was our fault because we tried to do a very straight laced.
So vanilla sports talk.
Oh, it was bad.
Hey, Colby, how about them Cowboys, man? They didn't run the ball very well against the Eagles last week.
Thumbs up. We're stupid.
It was the worst demo. I think I deleted it because it was so bad.
More me. I didn't prepare.
You didn't.
I didn't prepare. I just, I
Never
do what I
do.
do every single week here on the Colby, Sapp, and IndyCarTim show is we mumble about until finally, by the way, rest in peace, freak. It was better than what most of us deserved. And so go search out those guys on, I know Ben and Skin are starting their podcast, going back up. You know, Jeff Kavanaugh has just, all the socials, and he's got his YouTube thing going over there with
KT's got a YouTube channel.
KT's got one as well. I don't know about the rest. I know Reiner just probably went back, sit down on his couch.
That's what he really wanted to do anyway.
I'm tired.
God almighty, Grego, where am I?
Yeah. What? Where am I at on this sheet? Oh, wait. I'm talking like Grego, but that was the actual Colby quote that happened. Where am I at on this sheet? But at this time, I'd like to throw it to one IndyCar Tim and ask him, hey, Tim.
Hey, Colby.
What day is it, bud?
Thank you for asking. That was a smooth transition, or segue, as we call it.
Mm-hmm.
Today's going to be one of the weirder days that we have on file. Because there's just some weird oddball days that we are celebrating today.
Oh, really?
I would like to start, Colby, by offering you International Dance Day.
Just any kind of dance, or everybody go up to their local arcade and play some Dance Revolution? What are we doing?
Never understood that.
Just get on there and put your fingers to the arrows, man. Or toes. I guess you could do it on your
Your
hands.
fingers?
Yeah, maybe handstand that bitch.
Okay, I would watch that. That should be a video game. Hand fever.
There you go.
Seen a porn called that once. Colby, it is also the International Day of Trees. How's that different than Arbor Day? Isn't that what Arbor Day is?
I thought Arbor Day was just another day to get drunk.
No, I think you're supposed to get drunk and plant a tree.
Okay.
Or pour one out next to a tree or something. I don't know.
Feed a tree.
Feed a tree some beer.
Some booze.
It is also National Peace Rose Day. Was that his mom?
Yes, that was Pete Rose's mom, Peace Rose. And even though the way that guy played baseball, you would never think the word peace should
Charlie
be uttered while he's out there. He's not out there to make peace.
By the way, Pete Rose, my second favorite baseball player ever.
Because Julio Franco existed?
He's not my favorite. Keeper of the Big Gold is not my favorite ever. My favorite ever, I think, died in the 50s.
Oh.
I know it's not Babe Ruth, all you idiots.
Yeah, it's Dean Palmer.
Oh, Dean Palmer and his bicep. I'm going to make a Twitter handle called Dean Palmer's bicep muscle.
It's just always in the wrong place, is the tagline. We're doing stuff.
Oh, live on the air. Colby, it is also, this is one of my favorite dishes ever, National Shrimp Scampi Day.
Shrimp scampi.
How do you feel about shrimp scampi?
Where they just take shrimp and they just basically broil it in garlic oil.
Butter, white wine, and garlic.
Yeah.
That's all you need, man. Throw it on top of some noodles.
Just
there.
Serve it in a dish by itself.
In a like a river of melted butter, garlic, and white wine.
And so one way to go ahead and make shrimp, which is one of the most low-calorie foods you can eat, the most high-calorie thing you could put in your body.
Because of all the other stuff you do to it. Colby, it is also National Supply Chain Day.
So shout out to everybody's plug.
Huh.
Your National Drug Dealer Day.
Because, yeah. Do you have a drug dealer?
I mean, no?
You have a supply chain? Can you recommend somebody for me?
I mean, yes, but not in this microphone. How about that?
I need some shrooms.
I don't know about it. Sure, we can probably find that. Is that legal in Oklahoma?
I don't know. We wouldn't have to
No,
go
you
far.
don't need to do that. You can just go on Facebook and order.
Oh,
your
yeah. You
shrooms.
said you could order mushrooms on Facebook once.
Yes, you just got to say it's for experiments and not for human consumption.
I'm just going to plant them
Just eat your
right
shrooms
in my
there.
belly. Get in my belly. Colby, it's National Zipper Day.
I had trouble with this zipper today.
I knew you did. That's why we were having National Zipper Day today.
Every moment I moved around, it was like, is it open? Because it feels drafty.
How do you feel about zipper versus button fly jeans?
Used to appreciate the button fly jean because even if like one button came unbuttoned, the likelihood of your cow escaping the barn and going for a walk without your knowledge was not high because it had to make it through the gap and you would feel the, but yeah, zippers, if they're wide open and you don't know it until like a good breeze goes by or your shirt comes up or something, you're like, oh, hey, my penis is out.
So I was a big fan of the button fly back when I was skinny
Okay.
and before I drank a lot.
No.
But now button flies just take too long to undo and I got to pee really bad.
Okay.
And they're uncomfortable when I'm fat. So I like the speed of the zipper when I got to go pee because I don't undo the jeans. I just do the zipper, whip it out, and hope it reaches.
All right.
That's all I can do. I hope for the best, Colby. I just hope for the best. But man, button flies were way more fashionable in the 80s, like when I was going to school. Everybody had to have the 501 button fly jeans.
Well, yeah, because the TV told you to.
That's back when I was still trying to wear Jordache because it was cool in the early 80s.
Back way before everybody bought their jeans on Temu.
They don't have jeans on Timu, do they?
I don't know. I've never been there, but everybody
I've
buys
never-
their shit from Temu now.
I've never been there either. I've got a couple's friends that, dude, they buy everything on Timu. I'm like, isn't that like from Japan or something? Or China? It's the same thing. From one of those places? It takes you 6 weeks to get it when you order it, and by then you forgot you ordered it, and it's like Christmas.
Right, but then it gets here, and you're like, wow, I forgot.
I don't know what Timu is.
It's a Pokemon.
It's what they call the listeners over at the fan.
No, those are those are Tolos
Okay. Glenn's.
or Master Peeps or
We
man.
should steal that. We still don't have a name for our listeners. I mean, for our listener.
Shitheads.
But we like our shitheads.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's it's one of those. It's like Tiny Tim. We know they're not shitheads, so you call them that because Tiny Tim was large.
Was he?
Every version except for the one in the story, everybody else has been named Tiny Tim. Walks up and you're like, holy crap!
Oh, I've seen about actual Tiny Tim the celebrity.
No,
Wait, there's stories of Tiny Tims?
there's Tiny Tims and like even in Looney Tunes, we call him Tiny Tim, and he shows up and he's like the size of a house.
I was unaware of this.
I'm gonna pet the bunny.
Oh, I remember him. He was funny. Colby, it's viral video day.
All right, what do we need to do?
I feel like this video is going viral just because of our first 10 minutes.
Amount of
Buried my poor mom again.
Wow. Go ahead and make that what TikTok short.
I should, huh?
It's just you just talking about your mom.
Taking my parents to the vet so they'd get buried cheaper. I bet that would work.
I don't think it would.
I mean, you'd probably have to cremate them yourself.
I don't think you should.
Think that's illegal
I'm pretty sure.
to burn a body?
I think unless you're specially licensed, that's going to be like desecration of a body or something. I think you're going to jail.
Damn it. Colby, it's We Jumped the World Day.
We did what?
We jumped the world. Like Evil Knievel, I guess. I don't know. It just shows a bunch of people jumping up in the air wearing bright colored clothing.
Shit. I mean, I guess that's we jumped the world. So that's like we jumped the shark. No. We jumped all the sharks.
You're aware where that phrase comes from, right?
Yeah, Happy Days.
Happy Days. When Fonzie literally jumped a shark. And that's when the show started going to shit. It was probably way before that, actually.
Jump the shark.
And finally, Colby. Oh, wait, we have two more. It is National World Wish Day, which shouldn't be International World Wish Day. But for some reason, it's only World Wish Day in America, I guess.
Right.
So make a wish. I don't know how this works. It's not your birthday.
You got to wait for a shooting star or
But I guess.
an eyelash to fall out or
Oh, God, find a penny.
pick it up.
If you find some panties and you pick them up, will you still have all day good luck?
No, because if they're just in a random spot on the street, you've probably now got an STD.
Colby, that would be the least of the places I would think I would get one of those.
Is panties in the street?
Yes, I'm not wrapping them around my thing. I don't know, I might. Depends on what kind of day I'm
Just
having.
walk around like you're like selling Krabby Patties because she's got crab hands
Would
now.
you put them on?
No,
Like over your pants?
no, there'd be not a chance.
Would you try to find the owner?
No.
Like, would you post a picture on
What-
Facebook?
At what point in the night did it become a prerequisite that your panties be left in the street?
I mean, I've done it before. Not panties, but underwear. I left my underwear at a chick's house once
There is no reason.
because I might have sharded in them. I just left them.
I like how when I'm working up to a story, the real story's happening in there with Tim, and it makes whatever I was going to say stupid and dumb, and I should just shut up.
Colby, I haven't even drank today.
Aren't you drinking now?
I am. It's my first drink all day.
Okay.
Might still be hungover. Thanks, Bailey. So Colby, it is also now finally.
Never get drunk off of Irish cream, by the way.
I got drunk off of honey bourbon.
See, that's
I was
not-
drinking it straight. I wasn't mixing it.
Wild turkey honey bourbon.
No. What's the whiskey of the Rangers? Evan Williams.
Evan Williams.
Evan Williams honey. It's pretty good.
Gross.
It's probably too sweet for you. Yeah, you wouldn't like it.
Gross.
Colby, finally. I'm gonna get all choked up here,
Don't put shit in my whiskey.
especially dirty panties.
Yeah.
It is International, and I don't know how to say this word because I'm told I say it wrong all the time.
Just say what you say, and then I'll try and figure out what it actually is.
International Poem in Your Pocket Day.
You say poem?
Poem. I always said poem, but I guess it's poem?
It's poem.
Poem. I've never said poem.
I've never struggled with the first part of poem before.
It's poem.
Poem.
Yeah, I've always said poem.
It's a poem.
I don't know why I've said that. One time somebody had no idea what I was talking about. I'm like, like the written thing that rhymes? And they're like, poem? I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Poem.
Poem.
Yeah.
You written one of them poems?
Poem. I don't know. But
Alright.
you're supposed to have one in your pocket today.
Do I have?
I don't have a poem in my pocket today.
I think I have one in my wallet.
Good times are had by all.
Yes, I've got a gift card that's got $0 on it. Why is that even in there?
And that's what day it is, Colby.
Sweet. So we made it through that without us killing each other. Let's now try and make it through this next segment that we get to because, well, it's time for the sports report. A lot of things going on in the world of sports. I should have it.
It's really just one thing going on in the world of sports.
Well, we've got basketball playoffs, hockey playoffs, the draft happened, and we have the only thing I think that me and Tim agree on right now that's going on in the world of sports is that the Stars need to pick it up, bud. Need to pick it up real quick. I mean, yes, did they win that last game? They did. Did it look like they should have walked away in normal 3 periods? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went to overtime, and there was some scary stuff. And then you're like, okay, cool, we got the win. Phew. Thank God.
It's just a bad matchup, Colby, with the Vegas Golden Knights.
It is a bad matchup. I'm not, and it's not because of talent-wise a bad matchup. I think it's the bugaboo team. I think this Stars team has a bugaboo about the Knights. I always feel like that when they go up against this team. Like,
Maybe. I just feel like there's been enough turnover on the team that shouldn't be the case. And especially after last year,
right.
like we talked about before the show, you went down 0-3 to them in the Western Conference Finals and came back to force a Game 7, and you lost Game 7. But I would feel like
Again,
that should give you some confidence, right?
You should have walked in this thing with confidence to start walking over them, because record-wise and everything else, you're better. It's the reason why you got that number one spot. You're supposed, but it's a hockey playoffs and things. You get a goalie standing on his head, and not that Stars goalies aren't looking right. It's the shots on goal that's not looking right for the Stars. You just need to have the biscuit fired at the basket a little more times than they have been. It's making it through center ice, and it's getting quality shots off is not working right now.
So do you realize, as I look this up on StatMuse, love that website, by the way.
Awesome bassist for that band.
No one's a better bassist than me.
Mm.
Colby, do you realize the Vegas Golden Knights, the Golden Showers, as we passionately refer to them as,
There's no passion in it.
are 11-3-3 all time against the Stars?
Yes, bugaboo team, Tim.
That can't be right, can it?
It can be, because every time you're going up against the Golden Knights, my brain goes, crap.
Huh. That can't include playoff series, though.
Well,
that must be regular season.
either that or you've never beat them besides those 3 games at one time.
Right.
Which that's
So, yeah, it's a bad matchup for the Stars. We're pulling for them. I should have put my Mike Modano jersey on that I have over here, or sweater over here that I have behind me, because it's been sitting there because I forget to take it home all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should put it on for luck tonight. As currently we're watching the Tampa Bay Lightning lose in an elimination game for them to the Florida Panthers.
And of course,
Stars will be on after that.
and while you're putting on your Modano jersey, maybe I'll go get my Jamie Langenburner jersey.
Jamie Langenpimple.
That's right.
That's what we called him back in because never mind.
Him
I
and
feel like that's self-explanatory.
him and that one shot from the blue line
God.
from his knee.
Is that against the Avs or the Red Wings, the Pink Wings, or Edmonton?
I think it was the Red
I
Wings.
think it was a Red Wing.
I just remember that shot and going, why would you shoot that shot, and why did it go in?
God, those were some great rivalries, man. The Avs and Stars and the Red Wings and Stars and the Avs and Red Wings back in the day. I miss that kind of hockey, man. It's never coming back.
As far as the Dallas Mavericks are concerned, as we move over to what's going on in the NBA, with the Mavs and Clippers, the strange thing is happening is whenever the Clippers superstar isn't out there, you have troubles. But as long as he's out there, you're doing pretty damn good. I don't think that's the case. I think more of it's just the case on how the Clippers are playing you defensively, and your other guys aren't making as many shots. Like Gafford didn't look well at sometimes during this series that I think he should be looking. Lively didn't look well at the beginning of the series, but now I wish he would just stay out there. And I really thought after you stood up in Game 3 and said, no more of this horse shit, and Russell Westbrook got ejected and all that stuff.
That was beautiful.
I thought that they stood up to the old dogs. The old dogs proved they couldn't bite them anymore, and that Game 4 was going to be a complete and utter Dallas Mavericks stomping, and then we would just worry about Game 5. Game 4 wasn't that. It was like the Mavericks showed up at halftime and decided to try and catch up by the end. They just couldn't quite pull that magic rabbit out of the magic hat. I don't know why Magic was in front of both of those.
He doesn't play for either team.
Right. And, nor does the Orlando Magic equate into any of this.
Oh.
But we'll see what happens. The Game 5's huge. You win Game 5, Yeah, that pretty much seals it for me. You win the series. You lose game 5. That almost seals it for me. You lose the series.
So being down in game 3, like, 30 points, coming back, and with 2 minutes left, you could put the game away, but you fumble the ball and you end up losing it. Is that more deflating than if you'd come back to win it and you're just tired?
I think it proves to you as a team that you should have started out with the same fire that you finished with. And in no way, shape, or form, I'm going to let Timm tell everybody that this was Jason Kidd not having his team prepared. It's the playoffs.
No.
I don't think you should do that.
I won't say that.
Have to worry about that. And I also, I right now don't place anything on Kidd because both games it looked like the Mavericks came out and were just like, well, we're here to kick some ass and take some names. And, okay, well, I'm going to go take a nap.
Well, and the reason you lost both of those games that you lost is because you couldn't shoot the ball.
Right.
That's not Jason Kidd's fault. And it's hard for me to credit Jason Kidd for anything good. You know this. But he can't go out and shoot it anymore. He retired.
Right.
Maybe he should. We need a real point guard, Colby. What are they doing to that Slovakian dude, whoever he is?
What?
Can he play?
I don't think you want – I mean, right – I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you've got 2 guys that can run the rock really well with Kyrie and Luka.
I think he's bringing Kyrie down.
Yeah, I think you need to watch more basketball.
I tried, dude. I tried to watch some basketball. It sucks so bad.
So with Game 5 coming up, we will, of course, all hold our breath, except for Timm. He may watch the YouTube short about the game. But me, myself, I'll be right there waiting on this damn thing to happen and then living and dying with every shot.
So when is Game 4?
It's so it's going to be
It's every other day, right?
Yeah, it's
unless they
tomorrow.
travel.
Yeah. So it's tomorrow night.
It's Wednesday, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's Wednesday night.
Wednesday, May 1st at 9:00 Central because they're in LA.
Right.
So we get those late starts like we used to have the late Rangers game starts when they had what we still do when they have West Coast trips. So Colby, let's get into some NFL draft.
Oh, exciting times.
Some Dallas Cowboys NFL draft because I feel like you misinterpreted my what I wrote on the run sheet.
Draft fail?
I just let you think what you thought until we got on the air.
Okay.
The draft class is not a fail. The failure of the draft was to go out and get the number 1 position that I think you needed to get in running back.
Okay.
When you had opportunities to do that. And I don't mean go draft a guy in the first round. I don't have a problem with the first round draft pick. I didn't like that they traded down and they missed out on Graham Barton, Duke's center. Because I think he was the best offensive lineman, and it's not close in the draft. But that trading down got you an extra pick, right? They just got one for it, right?
They got an extra third.
Third, right.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't bad. I get it. But, man, you have a chance to get Barton. I hate that they passed up on that.
If you were to somehow change this draft to where instead of Guyton, you got Barton, and then you got all the other guys except for who they got in round 5, but everybody else in the draft, then that would have went from me giving you a A-.
Right.
That would have been an A+ draft for me.
And so my perception of the failure is the way they handled the later rounds. So they didn't have a 4th round pick because they sent that to San Francisco in exchange for Trey Lance.
Yes.
Who, by the way, this is another topic we'll get into maybe tonight, maybe Wednesday. Jerry Jones expressed full confidence that Trey Lance will be the successor to Dak Prescott.
Cool.
I mean, he came out and said that today, or was it yesterday, whenever, or maybe over the weekend.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know either. Last time I saw Trey Lance, he looked all right until he got injured.
I mean, why would you go get him if you didn't think that was going to be the case, right? So anyway, my perception of failure on the Cowboys' part was You didn't have that 4th round pick. You went 87 picks between your 3rd round and your 5th round pick, right? In those 87 picks, 6 running backs went off the board. And I probably would have taken any one of the 6, and I'd have been okay with it. None of them are going to be Emmitt Smith. Well, I mean, I don't know, they might. None of them are going to be probably Ezekiel Elliott, who, by the way, they signed today.
Yes.
And I have no problem with that. At this point in the game, I was kind of hoping they did, to be honest with you. Since they didn't get a draft pick, a running back in the draft, I am fully fine with them going and getting Zeke. The only problem I have with this is it cost them $3 million.
Not my money.
And all you've done all offseason is complain to the fans and cry to the fans that you don't have any money to go sign people. Well, now you just handcuffed yourself more by not getting a guy in the draft. And now you got to pay Zeke $3 million to come in. And from what I understand, they've been in negotiation since before the draft to bring Zeke in. They wanted him to come down off that $3 million number.
And he didn't, because he knows how the Cowboys work.
Yeah, and why would you?
You just wait a little bit longer.
Yeah.
It'll be
and
all
then
right.
ask for 4. That's what I would have done.
Oh, yeah, you making me wait?
So I think the failure here, again, not the entire draft as a whole, is not. Well, I'm not saying they failed. I'm saying they failed to address one of the most important needs they had to get in the draft, and I feel like they could have done that. Look what Philadelphia did. Dude, Philadelphia traded down and got extra picks like 3 separate times. It pains me to say that, man, but Philadelphia every year seems to outdraft everybody.
And yet their whole
Still
locker room's
suck.
a mess.
It is, and I love that. But the Cowboys could not figure out a way to make another trade, to fall somewhere in those 87 picks to get a running back. That's all I was saying.
You know what? And I feel that a little bit. I will tell you that I was, of course, wanting to see a running back picked because I hold a lot of value into the running back position.
Yeah.
But the fact that football doesn't hold a lot of value in the running back position, then fine. Okay, we didn't get one. Now, out of the guys that got drafted, I will tell you the ones that. So I didn't do the Brian Broaddus and watch everybody on film, right? What I did was I waited until the guys got drafted, and then I went and looked at the film to see, okay, what is this guy, and what do I like, and what do I dislike about their gameplay, and what do they need to improve on, and basically look at the groceries, what did we get? What did we get?
Right.
I will tell you that as far as Guyton's concerned, I still don't know. He's big, and he showed some flashes of, and he can move. He's big and he can move. Like it. There wasn't enough there for me to go, I understand what he is.
Right.
I just know that there are flashes, and he's a huge, huge guy. Got it.
Yep.
Nealand? I liked that pick. He's got some squirm to that dude.
I think you're a little higher on him than I am. I don't hate it. I'm just not confident in the Cowboys' ability to draft defensive linemen anymore.
Well, rushers, I'm okay with. The rushers, besides that one taco pick, all the rest of the time they're like, hey, we want this guy to go after the quarterback.
Right.
They've been pretty good at picking that guy. BB, I'm with everybody else that's super excited about it because he's a walking bull that just goes and finds smaller guys and puts them in the dirt.
Right.
That's cool. It's probably going to be your center, though, so it's not many times that you pull the center. But,
Yeah.
There's that. Carson, I'm just going to have to trust McClay and them for Carson.
He's another Nashon Wright to me. I mean, I'm not impressed. I hope it works out better than Nashon Wright did. I don't trust Notre Dame linebackers. I really don't.
Right.
Leofau.
Yeah. Well, okay, Leofau. Yes. No, he looks good.
Well, he looked good at Notre Dame.
He looks good in tape. He looks like those for the football guy, right? He's not. I'm not as high on him, of course.
So did Jalen Smith.
But Jalen Smith was broken by the time he got him. Yeah,
Healed?
not all the way. Plus, you get Troy Polamalu visions happening in your head,
Right?
Because he's got the Pert Plus hair
There's a
going.
lot of
on.
Hawaiians that came into the
Or
draft.
the Head and Shoulders hair Pert Plus. I'm sorry, tiny.
You can't say Head and Shoulders and Pert Plus. They're competing shampoos.
I know.
Why do I know this and you don't?
I apologize.
Oh,
for
you fixed it. Okay.
I apologize for Pert Plussing Troy
I don't
Polamalu
use a lot of shampoo these days, Colby.
when he's a Head and Shoulders guy because of Tiny Troy that lives in people's hair and nobody finds that weird.
Hey, Colby, what kind of shampoo did Krista McAuliffe use?
I don't know.
Head and Shoulders.
And Flournoy he looks really good, and I'm really excited. He's probably going to be the guy that during training camp, everybody's like, "Oh, look at that! And he did it again."
Do you think Flournoy
Is better than Fiocco?
No. I mean, we kind of discussed you like him as much as you liked Fehoko, right?
Yes.
Do you think Ryan Flournoy out of Southeast Missouri State, again, a bidirectional school. What do we say about guys that played bidirectional schools?
That nobody, I don't know.
That they're not good. Do you think he can come in and be your third receiver?
I think he's going to be special teamer right off the bat because he has to learn a little bit more than what he learned in Southwest, Northwestern, Eastern State. So
Southwest East North State University of Missouri.
that's right. And Thomas and Justin Rogers for your 2 seventh rounders, I didn't look at because they're 7th rounders. In my brain,
Yeah.
I do not have enough of the talent eye to look at what's going on with most 7th rounders and go, I see it.
Although, you know what I like to see from the late rounders? I like to see that they played at big-time programs.
Like Louisiana Lafayette.
Well, like Oregon
Well, Justin Rogers is Auburn, right?
and Auburn.
Yeah.
I consider that a big-time, especially SEC schools, right?
So they were,
that's really all I can judge them on. Where did you play? Southeast Missouri, Northwestern State, Technopoly School?
we'd be horrible scouts.
All right, so you're 5'8", 114 pounds, and you run a 5'8", 40. All right, come to the Cowboys.
There you go. Bad. That's real bad.
Kai. It's just bad, Kai.
So there you go. That's our report. As I differ from Tim, he likes to poop on stuff, and I like to tell you that it's at least okay, unless it's real bad.
The draft was okay, Colby. I'm going to say I would give it a C+.
I'm okay. I already said A-, so I guess we differ.
We do.
Quite a bit. Coming up next, we get into the good, bad, and ugly. It's our famous birthday segment, and also I've got a mystery shotgun that will tell you that I'm hearing scuttlebutt that the MCU will never be the same after this saga. That's all coming up on the Colby, Sapp, and IndyCarTim show.
Sports fans, FanStream Sports.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the temperature, ensure your home is totally secure, all from the palm of your hand. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Start by going to the website, GetStarPower.com. That's GetStarPower.com.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you now. More FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby, Sapp, and IndyCarTim show right here on FanStream Sports. Welcome into a Monday. Welcome into not hump day. I guess this is the day where you begin the drive up the hump.
This would be foreplay day.
Oh, ooh, what does that make? Tuesday? Almost put it in day.
Yeah, that's you're rounding.
Yes.
You're rounding second,
Yes, we need to talk about that one day.
heading to third. We're also going to at some point give out our top 5 hotties of all time.
We had an
Each of us.
interesting conversation before the show in the
We
pre-meeting.
did. Now we have to write that down to be done at a later show. We'll forget
Yeah.
about it, and
Yep.
it'll probably never happen until I bring it up again.
Because we don't have a real producer.
around this time next year.
Shippy! How come Shippy never answers me?
Because he's getting ready to do a Stars game, probably.
Damn it. He's too big time for us now.
Yeah,
We lost out on some good people, Colby.
we did. They went on to do more things than we do.
Yeah, they're way more important than we are. But yes, great show tonight. Appreciate everybody tuning in on YouTube, Facebook, on X. We got a lot of people watching on X tonight. Again, you guys can comment on anywhere that you'd like to if you're watching the video, or anytime, anywhere at 214-937-0569 on the FanStream Sports Studio chat line. We would love to see you there.
What?
Huh?
Nothing. It's a wrestling thing. It's
Oh.
weird.
Colby has TVs on in the studio. Only 2 of the 72 that we have in Studio B.
Correct.
Because they're the ones right in front of him. He doesn't care about the other ones.
Nope.
They're on the same wrestling program, but
Yes.
they're like 10 seconds apart because he watches one, and then if he wants to see an immediate replay, he switches over to the other one that's like 10 seconds behind. Wait, who's that?
That is Tiffany Stratton. And you should ask who's that, and you should probably Google her.
I'll Google her, all right. What's up, Tiffany Stratton -Ham? Wait, how old is she?
You know what? I don't know. 20 something?
All right, I'm in. Sweet. In like Flynn, yo. I never knew what that meant. It just sounds weird. Colby,
Yeah.
are you ready for some of this? Because it's America's favorite, second favorite segment, right? That's what you want me to say?
I don't care. It's a favorite segment of somebody.
Because the other one's the favorite.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with some of this.
It is time for me to go through all the famous people that are born today, make a list of the people I think that are famous enough to make my list out of those birthday people, and write them down and offer them up to you guys for us to decide who is the good person, who is the bad person, and who is the ugly person. And we start off today with, well, good God, he had to always go with his gut. Sometimes that got him in trouble.
Oh, no.
Ron Washington, 72 years old.
Oh, my God, I thought you were about to kill him.
No,
That's the way baseball go.
that's the way baseball go.
Now coaching the arch rival Angels.
Correct.
Mm.
You can put the claw on them. You can put the
Antlers
antler
on them. Dude, there might not have been a more fun time to be a Rangers fan than when Ron Washington was the manager, right?
The Ron Washington dugout dance
Oh, my God.
was some of my favorites.
He will always be. You know what? And we have a special place in our hearts for Johnny Oates.
Yes.
Of course, his name, whatever, retired in the stadium because he was the first manager to take us to the playoffs. And he did a lot of other great stuff. But, man, at some point, you got to put Ron up there in the rafters, too, right, with Johnny?
I mean, you would think.
I mean, Bochy's got to go, too.
Yeah, your top three right now have to be Oates, Wash, and
Bochy. So poor Kevin Kennedy,
You know what? I had an uncontrollable.
the twin K.
I had hate of the hometown manager was
Really?
Kevin Kennedy.
Why?
I had an unreasonable. I know it was
Yeah,
unreasonable, but every time he went to talk or do anything, it was like, yeah, screw you, Kevin.
Did you hate his mustache, too?
Yes,
And too bad. You feel bad also for Bobby Valentine
I do.
because
I
he just
do.
couldn't get anything done here.
Well, because everybody was just here to just be in the little pond and
Do steroids.
Yeah, pretty much it. Unfortunately named Mike Babcock is 61 years old today.
He'll be, if he's not already, in the Hockey Hall of Fame, right?
Right.
As a coach. Red Wings. He took over for the great Scotty Bowman
Yes, he did.
up in Detroit and sort of took over, continued the legacy for a little bit. They suck now, which is great to see, by the way.
Awesome, because that.
By the way, did you know they took Hockey Town off the center of their rink
Yeah, because it's not a hockey town.
when they moved to that Little Caesars thing and they moved out of the Joe?
Yeah, because they had was it the Caesars Puffs? Have you had those yet?
The little pastries, the little
Yeah.
tiny.
Yeah.
I have it, but I want some.
Man,
Are they bad?
No, they're dumb good.
So
Like,
is
you
it-
shouldn't be able to buy those at Little Caesars.
Like, is one little helping of it enough for one person?
Oh, I had was one because
Because they come with,
this comes with like 4 of them.
okay, yeah. And they're basically like pizza cupcakes.
Yes. Yeah,
I want to go to there.
they're unreasonably good for a Little Caesars product.
I like it.
Turning 48 years old today, like the opposite of Mike Babcock. It's God Shamgod.
What?
That's the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, I know the name.
But
What?
yeah, God Shamgod.
What does he do?
I mean, he taught Kobe Bryant the crossover dribble.
Yeah, but what did Kobe ever do with it?
Just become like the second greatest player of all time.
Seventh greatest player of all time?
Second greatest player of all time.
You're
And I-
mispronouncing seventh.
I am not a Kobe Bryant like,
Right.
oh my God, it's Kobe. But
That reminds me. I have a hot sports prediction for tonight.
Mm.
Colby, tonight will be the final time anyone in the world ever sees LeBron James in the purple and gold.
because he's going wherever Bronny goes.
It'll be his final game. He's had it. He's done with the Lakers.
Well, I
And he
mean-
should be.
He's like 50 years old, so
Should have retired 5 years ago.
Andre Agassi turns 54.
But how old is this toupee?
I don't know. Man, he had one of the greatest skullets of all time, didn't he?
Dude, he did, man. I loved me some Agassi back in the day. He was like the McEnroe on steroids of his day.
That's right. He ruled the 80s with
God, it was awesome.
party fist.
And then we found out that was a freaking wig he was wearing.
Yeah, and nobody cared.
No, I was like, well, cool. I mean, I would do that.
Nobody cared. I mean, you do something like that now on the internet, it's like, oh, well.
Okay, look, it never made sense to me that he was with Steffi Graf. I was like, dude, you can pull whatever you want, dude. You are a god.
Yeah, but she was the only one that would keep his wig secret.
Exactly. Because then you got home and you got to take your freaking wig mullet off. And that's who you are. I'm like, oh, that all makes sense now.
Yes.
Makes total sense because us bald dudes, we can't pull the. Never mind.
Turning 41 years old today, probably would have been the greatest quarterback of all time if he had tried. But he ended up being the best Bears quarterback of all time without even trying. It's one Jay Cutler.
He was just high all the time.
He just didn't give a shit. Whole time playing football, he was just that naturally talented that he could just go out there, not give a shit, and then go play for another team because they wanted to pay him money.
Dude, imagine.
Imagine.
He cared.
There was one time for a little bit that he gave a shit. And when he's playing in Denver, it's like, oh my God, this guy is amazing. And he's like, cool, I got paid. I'm
done.
I don't give a shit no more.
I got a hot wife and a lot of money.
I want to go home. Or I can just stay here.
Could this game be over now? Wait, let me throw an interception. I'll get to go home.
Anybody? Who's got my Marlboro Red?
Dude, and he was like probably the most famous smoking athlete at the time, right?
Yes, it was like him and Vlade Divac.
Oh my God, chain smoker. If he could have, he'd have smoked on the bench.
Yes. And
Divac.
he smoked on the court and still bloodied everybody.
You want to know another famous local athlete that was a notorious chain smoker? That I saw him smoking one time in my in the locker room. In my entire I was blown away. I'm like, oh no. No, Sergey. No.
Of course, Sergey Zubov threw down the cigarettes.
Like 2 at a time sometimes after a game.
Hey man, he was out there a long time without him.
I just didn't get it. Like, how are you that athletic and you smoke that much?
Because
I mean, you were a smoker forever. Like,
yes.
You should be able to attest to that, right?
No, it's amazing what you can do. I smoked a lot. I'd rummage through packs at a time, whatever. And every time I got the lung test, because whoever I was with would walk in and and by the way, he smokes a lot. And so they would give me the lung test to see how old my lungs were. And they were
oh God,
they were younger than what age I was.
Right.
I was doing better than most people my age. So I don't know to all that. Daniel Day-Lewis turned 67 years old.
Colby, he might be how old?
67.
I was about to write D.D. Lewis, but then I might get him confused with the former Cowboys linebacker. Dude, he might be one of the greatest actors and most underrated actors of our time.
I think my favorite Daniel Day-Lewis movie is Last of the Mohicans.
That's a really good one.
The score to that alone sends chills down my spine, no matter what.
I really enjoyed it. I'm not usually into movies like this, but My Left Foot. Did you ever see that?
No, of course
I
not.
think he won an Oscar for that. And I usually don't care about movies like that.
Well, I usually don't care about movies that are of historical whatever.
But he also played Lincoln.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a freaking amazing. And that was I say more recent, in the last 10 years probably. But no, I'm amazed every time I watch him portray something or someone. He's amazing. I can't believe he's 67.
The only reason why I went to go see The Last of the Mohicans because I believe there was a lady at the time that wanted to go see it, and I was more interested in her than I was in the movie. It ended up being that was a really good movie. What's your name?
And then Gangs of New York, the one that he was in?
I did see that because obviously all the violence and stuff. I'm going to be into that one.
You're into that. John Wick.
Let's watch that. It's great. Dale Earnhardt passed away in 2001.
Boo! I fucking hated Dale Earnhardt. You know what? I hated Dale Earnhardt fans. I still do. Never a fan of the Intimidator. You know why? Because I was a Rusty Wallace guy.
Okay.
And they were rivals. I mean, they were friends, but they were rivals on the track.
Right.
I'm like, screw you, Earnhardt. But what's funny is I really liked Dale Jr. I feel like he was the opposite of his dad.
Well, his dad was the Intimidator.
He was, looking back now, obviously all of the respect for his career and all the things that he accomplished. I still wish he'd never won Daytona, which I think he did in 99. But, it was the whole like, oh my God, he finally won Daytona. I still wish he had that stigma that he never won Daytona. That would be great for me right now.
Turning 54 years old today, one Master P, who you can look at for his being a hip-hop mogul and all the things he did with his career. But the only thing that I look at is the fact that he was partially or mostly responsible for those horrible trash bag uniforms that were once donned by the Dallas Mavericks. And I have to shun him for it. But everything else...
Wait, why was he responsible for those?
And I think he's the one that designed them.
Why would he have anything to do with Mavericks uniforms?
I don't know.
He's a rapist.
He was also like a fashion influenced mogul, all that other stuff too.
That's why they were so bad. What, did they wear them twice?
They wore them once.
Or just once, right? They got blown out by the Lakers?
Yeah, they wore them once. It was like an opening game. Here we go. And then
that's right. It was the season opener.
We all watched Steve Nash and them out there in those uniforms, and it just didn't.
And I think you blew like a 29 or 30-point lead in that game, right? Against Shaq and the Lakers.
May have been the fact that Antone Walker was on that team, but
Antone?
Yeah.
Okay, Tim. Say his name right.
No.
See, now you know how I feel. Antone.
So, Michelle Pfeiffer turns 66 years old today.
Would you?
Yes.
Have you seen what she looks like? Is this going to have to be a let's visit what she looks like?
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and bet. Looks fabulous. I'm just going to go ahead and bet. It's Michelle Pfeiffer.
I'm not going to disagree, but I've seen rumblings.
I can't even think that I live in a world where Michelle Pfeiffer, no matter what her age, isn't just like, oh, hey, who are you and what are you doing? Do you want some milk?
Colby.
What?
Mother of God.
Is it bad? Is it good? What's happening?
I'll let you be the judge of this.
All right.
So this is Michelle Pfeiffer. Ain't no Mekhi Pfeiffer.
No. It's the only rap line Tim knows.
I used to know that whole song.
That and Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em.
I never knew all the words to that. Trust me. It was never a thing. As we bring right now 66-year-old Michelle Pfeiffer
to
the show. Welcome in Catwoman.
Yes. That's
Michelle Pfeiffer at 66, Colby.
Yep. How you doing? That's great.
What is she doing?
She's being all Michelle Pfeiffer.
She is gorgeous. What do you think my chances would be?
I wouldn't even go slim to none. I'd just say none. Like slim doesn't exist in this scenario.
Do you think if her and I had our paths crossed somewhere in a bar or a restaurant somewhere?
There's no way your path and her path are ever going to be on the same path enough to cross unless if you were at the place where she's at having drinks, it was because you were serving the drinks.
Bartending. So if our eyes lock across a crowded bar in a smoky room,
I think her face turns to a frown.
And I walk over to her and I'm like,
you're not Mekhi Pfeiffer?
Ain't no Mekhi Pfeiffer. Dude, I think I could drag that. I could drag that out of that bar.
Sir, not legally.
I mean, I might have to knock her out first.
Yeah, not.
Wait, is that frowned upon?
That's frowned upon.
That's how I get half my dates.
Yeah, well, I'm going to start calling you Bill.
Chester. Ain't no Mekhi Pfeiffer.
So,
gotta get that drop.
Mm-hmm.
Call me Michelle. That's all I'm saying.
Turning 70 years old today. I'm not even going to do any of the jokes that my brain's trying to tell me to do. Just Jerry Seinfeld.
What's the deal with Colby not doing jokes? I will say this. He's one of the guys that, like, politically, I'm out, right?
But you don't care? You got a Colby viewing of it?
But I don't care, dude. He is one of my favorite shows that I used to watch was whatever there was where he would literally pick up other comics and drive around in a car all day, go to coffee. I forgot what it was called. Riding in Cars with Boys. I think that was a movie.
Yes.
A Drew Barrymore movie. Whatever it was called. And, dude, that was actually really enjoyable to watch unless he'd get one on that was whatever, politically just weird, you know, and they would go off in that direction. But
everybody that doesn't think politically like Timm does, by the way, is automatically weird.
no, I'm talking some of the people he had, and he wasn't ever like this, but some of the people that he had on, you know how celebrities are.
They've got a lot of different focus than what everybody else does.
They don't live in the real world. But anyway,
Save the whales.
okay, never seen a whale in real life. How do I know they exist? So, but there was a cool show, and obviously his TV show was Amazeballs, and you know, it molded. What? What do you mean, meh?
What?
Dude, it was groundbreaking. Just because you didn't get it.
No, I mean, I got it. I just didn't watch it.
I think you got it.
Came on every TV that I ever had. I
Also,
just
one
turned
of
it off.
one of the most disappointing season finale or series finales ever. Nobody liked it.
That's pretty much every. You'll notice that with nearly every single series that everybody loves to death, the finale doesn't.
See, that's not true.
Yes, it is
I
true.
disagree, man. I think most of them are great. I think most of them are what they needed to be.
Really?
Yes.
Because I can't think of a finale off the top of my head that I wasn't like, well, that was bullshit.
No, I mean, I think they're all good. I can go back like the greatest finale of all time was the MASH finale.
Okay, see,
You were like 6 when it happened, right?
right.
It still is, I think, the most watched television show that's not a Super Bowl, like worldwide. And it was great. The end of one of my favorite shows, Newhart.
Okay, see,
Bob Newhart.
yeah, all right.
I'm thinking sitcoms here.
This is back when TV could do no wrong until Quantum Leap screwed it up.
Quantum Leap was nope. Well, they didn't even really have a
Yes, they did. At the ending, there's like, and he never leaped home. Bye-bye.
no, but you know why? Because they canceled the show and didn't let them do a finale. They just called it the finale.
Right. But nowadays, yeah, nobody likes any of the finales. I mean, you go
I don't care about so I hated the
Sopranos, everybody hated
so
it.
one of my favorite shows, Parks and Rec.
Dexter, everybody hated
I've
it.
never watched either of those shows.
Game of Thrones,
Never watched it.
don't even get anybody started.
One of my favorite shows, Parks and Rec. The finale was terrible. It was dumb.
Yeah, so nobody. I'm telling you, they don't. Anyway,
My favorite ever was the Newhart. You know who Bob Newhart is, obviously.
yes,
We'll get into that in another segment.
other
though.
brother Daryl.
Yes, that show. The finale was the best ever.
I barely knew it existed just because it was on the TV all the time. I was just kept waiting on Dukes of Hazzard to come
Hate
on.
funny things.
Airwolf.
Different networks.
A-Team. Uma Thurman turns 54 years old today.
No, she's way older than that, right?
Smooth my big toe. Smooth my big toe. Swiggle my
She has
toe.
never been hot to me.
Uh,
Like, at no point was she ever attractive to me.
yeah, no, she was. She was.
No, I said to me. She's not attractive now, Colby, at 54. She has not held up like Michelle Mackay-Pfeiffer.
Has her face turned around since the shock of the surgery? Because there was old Uma, which looked awesome. Just, she was very angular. And then also liked a lot of her, bob cuts just didn't quite go great, but it's
Didn't
still,
shape her face correctly.
yeah, her attitude was so awesome that it just outweighed it by quite a bit. Made her awesome and beautiful.
Well, let's let you decide, Colby.
But then she had the surgery. I don't know what the story is behind it, but she had like plastic surgery done or something, and her face changed, and it's kind of, you know what? It's coming back. It's coming back a little bit, right? It's not as shocking as it was. Maybe she had some more adjustments done.
it's just not pretty to me. I'm sorry. Like, the left isn't pretty either to me. That's nothing.
She has the whole hot 70s look to her there. I'm
We
down
like
with
different 70s girls then.
I'm down with it. It's good.
Mm.
And Willie Nelson probably smoked a lot of weed today. He's 91.
Wow, Willie Nelson, dude. That's significant.
Yes.
Did you miss any on my list? I don't think so.
I did. They're not worth it.
They usually aren't. Now you got all of them. All right, well, very good. So I will go Colby first, as I often do in the segment.
Yep.
Man, this is tough, dude. Like, the good on here is hard. Like my thing. I will go, man, I got to go chick over sports and music, right? Is that your rule or is that my rule?
That's, well, I mean, you go with your rules and I'll try and go with mine and we'll try and work out in the middle. How about that?
All right. My good, as she beats out Willie Nelson and Ron Washington, is Michelle Pfeiffer. Because, oh my God, at 66. She is my good, my bad, and this is not even close. It is such a slam dunk. Wow. Screw that guy. My ugly. Gonna be so pissed at me.
Don't you do it.
Colby, my ugly.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Uma Thurman.
You piece of
I
shit.
can't help it. She's not pretty.
You piece
I
of
don't
shit.
like her. Screw you, Uma. What kind of name is Uma?
It's not American. How about
Clearly.
that?
Just be American.
If you're not, then you're not.
Just fix it. You had surgery. Fix that too.
Have name surgery? Is that what you're
Yes.
suggesting?
Sure, whatever it takes.
Get the thread out. I got to glue my name together.
Sew it up.
My good is Willie Nelson
There you go.
because, you know, he's Uncle Jesse.
Huh? Jesse's girl.
Yep.
Oh.
What? I mean, really and truly, yeah, from that movie, yeah. How you doing?
Good God.
My bad is Master P because of the Mavs trash bag uniforms.
All right, acceptable.
And my ugly is Mike Babcock. Because, yeah,
He had good hair. Kind of had a mullet thing going there for a while.
he did.
Yeah, he's not very attractive, especially for a woman.
So there you go. There's my good bet. Plus, he was the Red Wings.
Yeah, I get it. I can't argue with any of yours because you didn't include Uma Thurman as a good. I would have had to argue that.
I mean, she is a good, but Willie Nelson's on the list.
He is.
So there you are.
All right, Colby. Well, are you ready as we transition
I
away
am ready.
away from the Clint Eastwood music into
Oh, yeah. Welcome in to Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun. I am your host, Colby Sapp, along with Pod Racer Tim. You may be wondering if this is your first time listening to us do this, why has this got a whole nother entrance segment to it? Because this is also a short podcast version inside the large podcast version for all those that are just looking for this information. They can get it on the quick, on the download at Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun. So
wait, did you say on the down low?
download.
Thank you for enunciating. I was wondering what we were getting into here.
Well, I don't know what we're getting into except for what I've written down, and it's definitely not anything about on the down low.
I'm gonna pull my mic down now.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But I do need to get into some scuttlebutt here happening around the MCU, and I'll get to other things Fantastic Four related and X-Men related here in just a moment. But it seems that we're starting to get a few guys that are in the know starting to suggest that a major reboot is happening and not the way that everybody thought it was going to happen with the current MCU. I kind of didn't see any of this coming. It's still, I haven't been able to get any of my actual inside sources, which I don't have as many as I used to verify this going on. But there's enough people screaming about this that it sounds like it might be on the way. And what's happening is, for those that don't know what's universe the MCU is currently in with all your heroes that you're used to, which would be, like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, or the passing of RDJ's Iron Man, Chris Evans, no longer being Captain America. All those characters, along with the new ones that we're looking at for the most part, are in what is called the 616, which is this Marvel universe that we're staring at. We will be looking at other ones because we're in the multiverse saga right now, whatever. Not going to get too far into that. So they're starting to suggest that what happens at the end of the multiverse saga is that the 616 as we know it will not survive. Which that would cause a massive reboot of characters, because we're going to go to a different place, a different universe, that maybe their Iron Man, their Captain America and such have not passed. Now, the suggestion is by some of these scoopers, and I'm not going to throw them out there just yet because I'm waiting on confirmation before I can confirm what they're saying, and I don't want y'all to all go look at them and be like, well, you're wrong, or you're right, or we'll wait. But there's enough of them talking about it that I figured we needed to talk about it here on the Mystery Shotgun. So this would be a good way for the MCU to get back some of their mainstay characters and still have, the sacrifices that were made in the movies still be a thing.
Colby Steve Garris chimes in here on screen from Facebook and says, please let 616 die.
Steve! Yes, that's a thing that looks like it might be happening. And by the way, Steve, he's an excellent hell diver, sir.
All right.
He's an excellent hell diver.
I just learned about the game tonight. I'll be better than you soon, Steve. I promise.
You know what? If you ever see IndyCarTim on that game,
challenge you.
Yeah, just let's all go in a different direction.
I'm gonna find all of y'all.
So with that being said, the X-Men and the Fantastic Four will have an easier route being added into the moving over MCU into the next stage. Is called the Mutant Saga, which is going to be where your X-Men and everybody are introduced. And moving away from your Sony X-Men, which are going to be like in the Deadpool movie. They're going to finally get some of their send-offs there.
Right.
And so, but moving forward, that means that you can have your last final hurrah from, like, Robert Downey Jr. is suspected to be in Secret Wars, like I've been telling you. Chris Evans is suspected to be in Secret Wars, like I've been telling you. And then they can have their end game that ends up ending the whole 616 and moving over. And it can get to a point to where, say, Tom Holland's too expensive to be Spider-Man anymore. You can go find somebody else to be the new Spider-Man once his thing is done and is passed over to like a Miles Morales to be the new Spider-Man moving up. And seeing as how your Fantastic Four are based in, well, this movie's being shot in the 1960s. The one that's currently being put together, it's from the 60s, which you would think if it was happening in the 616 universe that they would have talked about during their run-ins with superheroes and putting the Avengers together and all that. They would have talked about the Fantastic Four that happened in the 60s. They never did. Well, because they didn't have the license for them and they couldn't. But still, the reason to how to run that back into it is to be like, well, this is also happening in a different universe. And this is the universe that everybody will end up at, is the universe that has the Fantastic Four and your new X-Men in it, which they're on their way to finding a director for the X-Men movie. They're getting really damn close, which means they're in talks with it, which means that more than likely we're going to start hearing a lot more scuttlebutt about who's playing who here rather quickly. Because I imagine it's not scheduled for this movie to actually hit until like 3 years from now. But I bet that damn thing gets moved up as other movies kind of got moved back, and they have to ramp up their schedule because of trying to give everybody that's Marvel fans what they want. So look for news to start coming hot and heavy with the X-Men movie. Good God, there was a lot of information flowing on that. My bad.
While we're here.
Fantastic Four is going to be around Galactus. Let's just hope that Galactus this time is not a big cloud of smoke. Because, again, never have your main villain be a big cloud of smoke.
Never works.
Never works. Looking at you, Green Lantern. Looking at you, the first Hulk movie, the Eric Bana one. And looking at you, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Just does not work.
Wow.
Don't fucking do it. So there's been some casting done. They have casted Ben. Who is it? No. They casted Superman Legacy. It's not Uncle Ben. What is Superman's dad's name? Good God Almighty, my brain just farted on me. Superman's dad's name in his Earth.
Kal-El.
Not Cal. No. Shit. You know what? I could tell you who they casted, but I didn't write down notes because I thought my brain was going to keep it to itself. But guess what? It didn't do, everybody. So.
You know what? I don't know that. Jonathan Kent?
Yes, Jonathan Kent. Holy crap. Will be played by, give me a moment. I had it here. Now I lost it.
So he hasn't been cast.
He has been cast. I just lost the information.
Well, let's see.
I can't believe I lost it.
I can find it for you.
It was a good casting, too.
See, all I'm seeing stuff is the Superman and Lois.
You know what? I will look it up during the next break, and I will tell you it coming out the other side because I can't seem to find my own ass right now on my phone.
I can see it.
So it's just a bunch of information that y'all don't really even need to know. So there you go.
Probably not important, right?
No, it's not really. Somebody's speculating that the two directors that are up for the new Spider-Man movie is between like Steven Spielberg and somebody else. That there's not a chance in hell that Steven Spielberg's going to direct the new Spider-Man movie.
Why would he do that?
No, because they want directors that Feige can kind of control
right.
induced, and Spielberg's going to go in and be like, yeah, no, it's my thing now. This motherfucker's going to foam home.
This is totally my hat now.
We got this shit. So no, Spielberg isn't doing the new Spider-Man movie.
Because then, like, Mark Hamill would have to be Spider-Man.
True.
And Harrison Ford would have to play Uncle Ben.
Just going to kill him again.
And Aunt Beru. They'd probably rename her to Aunt Beru.
Yes.
And Marissa Tomei would come back as Aunt Beru. I'd be okay with that.
Because now it's George Lucas as Steven Spielberg.
They're the same person.
They're not the same person.
They're the same person. I've
What
never
are
seen
you
them
doing?
together. Never seen them together.
One's got an extra chin, the other one's missing part of his face.
That's what they say about us, too.
So there you go. There's your MCU update, and we'll keep you apprised of that and what's going on. But coming up next here on the Colby, Sapp, and IndyCarTim show, I feel like that whole segment was just a shotgun of information, thus the name. Coming up next, embarrassing first date stories, and then I've got news and notes, and I've went to some places and found some stuff that's happening that's going to make your taint tickle next.
It already does.
Sports fans, mainstream sports.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the perfect temperature, and ensure your home is secure, all from the palm of your hand. Star Power has the experts that will transform your house into a secure, smart home. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Get started at GetStarPower.com. Star Power, where innovation meets home.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine, it's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. And what is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com. Hey listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you now. More Fans Street Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby, Sapp, and IndyCarTim show, right here on FanStream Sports.
What up?
It is a Monday. We're having some fun. We're having fun here, no? As Colby's still looking for Jonathan Kent.
You know what? I forgot to look because I had to go pee.
I assumed that's what you were doing over there.
So,
All right. Jonathan Kent's been recast, and we'll talk about that next week probably.
you know,
Or you can talk about it later if you want.
you just keep talking. I'll keep looking. How about that?
Appreciate everybody tuning in on Facebook, on the X, on Instagram, on my personal Instagram, and also on the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show Instagram. If you're not following me and the show on Instagram, please do so. I'm very easy to find. I'm at IndyCarTim, and all you got to do is search Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim to find the show Instagram. Promise I won't neglect it as much as I have been lately. I always forget to post stuff on Instagram. But you can also find us over at the Facebook, the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show on Facebook. Make sure you're at fanstreamsports.com regularly to watch all of our live programming. You can either watch the live video feed there, or there's a link up at the top to click if you just want audio. You can do that too. If you're driving in your car, make sure you link it and listen to FanStream Sports, especially me and Colby. Our show's the best on the network, Colby.
Found it. Damn it. Pruitt Taylor Vince has been cast as Jonathan Kent.
No wonder you forgot that. Who the hell is that?
Dude, he's a really good actor. Most of the stuff he's in, you'd recognize.
What's his name?
It's Pruitt Taylor Vince.
Are you sure you didn't mispronounce
Jonathan Taylor.
Jackson Powers Johnson?
Yes.
The offensive lineman that got drafted out of Oregon?
He's the chubby, grumpy guy. That's basically what I think of him as. But there you go.
All right. Well, very good.
So that's for James Gunn's Superman movie, which used to be called Superman Legacy. So, yeah.
Is it not called that anymore?
It's just called Superman now.
Well, they already had one of those.
Well, I mean, again, it's called Superman again.
Superman 2, T-O-O.
Yes, also.
That'd be even better. Superman also. That would be the best name ever.
It's just like David Robinson also.
David Robinson also. I wonder whatever happened to him. He took his shirt off and got in a fight with somebody.
More than likely. I still remember the day he quit the fan. He told somebody he had a car accident and couldn't make it in, but he was driving home.
Dude, I completely forgot he even ever worked at the fan.
Oh, yeah.
That was very early on, right?
That was, I mean, I did the show. That was one of the shows they had.
Oh, my God.
It was the York and Robinson show.
Who was, Austin?
Yep.
Austin York. I think he's still over at the KRLD
He's doing straight. He's
AM, right?
Yeah,
Straight news.
He's straight news now.
Is he still buff?
He still walks like he is. Like last time I seen him.
I'm stalling here because my my bookmarks for the show for this segment did not translate.
Oh dear.
So I'm trying to pull it up on my phone if I can do that. Because Colby had something funny. I was going to go over the embarrassing first date stories that I found, because some of them probably could apply to me.
Well, as you're looking that up, I would like to tell everybody I found a new game that I completely love. We talked about it a little bit when Steve texted in. It's the Helldivers game, and if you're not playing that game, I don't know what you're doing, bud. It is hilarious, because there's nothing better than about 4 fuck-ups trying to organize and do some kind of mission together that could more than likely get everybody killed on your team. Our team is kind of organized to the point to we have Pooty, and Pooty is he's the sergeant, he's the master sergeant, he's the guy that knows what he's doing, and he's probably not going to screw up, but yet he's okay enough with carrying our dumbasses through that, you know, he ends up getting us through the mission anyway.
Right.
Then we have myself, which I'm just a barrel of explosives.
Like you are on the show.
Something's going to die around me, and it's probably me, but don't be next to me because it's probably you too. Mm-hmm. We have Tyler, who's part-time Tyler. He's got a lot of things going on in his life, so he shows up sometimes to come in and usually shoot somebody with his laser dog, and then he'll end up having to go to sleep because he's got to get up early. There's Fathead, who Fathead's amazing.
Still waiting on the Fathead and Pooty show.
I mean, the Fathead and Pooty show will happen.
I don't know what they're going to talk about, but it doesn't matter.
Steve's got coordination going. He understands that part.
Yeah.
And gets that part down. And he's like came in last, so he's like the lower level guy. He's like the only guy that'll look at the level and go, "Ha, I got a little bit more on you, bud." Everybody else has been playing it a lot longer. But it's fun times. It's good. I was trying to stall as much as you got.
I know, I'm good. I'm
All
good.
right.
I got it on my phone, Colby.
Nice.
I feel like you, because you do everything on your phone.
Yes.
Uncomfortable sometimes. So I found a funny article about the most embarrassing and awkward first date stories. I think Jimmy Fallon probably did this, although this is not directly from his website. This is from a website called brideliving.com. If you had us discussing an article found on a bridal website tonight, you win.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm not sure I knew that it came from there until just now when I looked at it. So shout out to brideliving.com.
Can I want to throw mine out there first before you get down to those.
Yeah.
I remember this almost like it was. So I've just now like started being able to drive, got a car, and we'll take a girl out. Right. And this is probably like the 3rd or 4th date that I've had.
Mm-hmm.
Not with this chick, just in general. And I don't make a lot of money, but I'm wanting to pay for everything like you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But she ends up catching me when I don't have as much as I normally do. So I'm like, crap. So we go to like a movie, and then it's like, we're going to go eat somewhere afterwards. I'm looking at my wallet, and I'm just like, I'm starting to suggest places as we're passing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, there's Taco Bell. And she's like, oh, I like Taco Bell. I was like, oh, thank God. So we're pulling into Taco Bell, and she's ordering or whatever order. And then date's going great. We get in the car, and We're talking and whatever. We're not even left the parking lot. And then we start getting closer and getting closer. And then I'm trying to lean over the armrest thing.
Right.
Or lean over the armrest thing. As I'm leaning over, and I'm going in for first kiss. Man.
Right.
First kiss is happening.
Ballsy.
As I'm leaning over into it, I'm leaning and I'm pushing my stomach, which has burritos and soda in it. And lips make contact, and I went, and I filled her mouth up like a balloon. It was, and she, the hell, looked at me. I mean, it was like, you ever looked at your buddy that might have their mouth open on a roller coaster and she's like flapping?
Like the whole, like.
Because it wasn't like, a forced burp. No, it was a burp that's like, I'm going now.
Dude, that's amazing.
I think that was the last time I ever got to kiss that girl.
I wonder why. You mean y'all aren't married today?
No, we're not married today.
Huh. All right. I had several, and I didn't prepare them for tonight, so we're just going to jump right in
Okay.
to brideliving.com and their most awkward and embarrassing first date moments. Colby,
Let's just go ahead and label the ones that are worse than mine.
from Patrick Harris. I spilled sofa on...
What? You spilled a sofa?
All right, here we go. Do over. My eyes don't work very well, okay?
Okay.
And I'm not putting my glasses on the air. I don't want people to see me. Colby, he didn't spill a sofa. He spilled soda. Does that make more sense?
It does make a lot more
He
sense.
spilled soda on his crotch while pulling into her driveway. So the first words when she opened the door, he said, "It's not pee, I promise."
Oh, dear.
I mean, I might not have started with that. Like, we need music for this, don't we?
No, that's not a starter. Shooting a load into a lady. That's
It's not music.
not music.
Let's just go to
All right, sure.
Colby. Robert Taylor, not Robert Tractor Trailer, but Robert Taylor says, as we were saying goodbye, she thanked me for taking her to the movie, and I said something like, "Yeah, I didn't have anything else to do, so I decided to take you."
Wow.
By the way, next month will be our 3rd wedding anniversary.
You were better than doing nothing.
Why are people texting me while I'm on the show? There's people that work for us that are trying to do a show, texting me that there's things wrong on their show while we're doing a show.
What?
So, Jesus, all right. Anyway, Colby.
Johnny Gerber texting you?
No. Tito and Rink, they're trying to do a fantasy football show. As we produce on the air.
Give me a couple more stories.
I'm getting back there, Colby. So, Colby, human disaster. She says, I met this guy online. We met at Starbucks. He was 10 minutes late, awkwardly paid for my coffee, and I had to coax him into conversation. We talked about science and religion and humanity. That's pretty heavy for a first date.
Good God.
And he said, dang, I wasn't expecting you to be intelligent. I never met him again.
You know what?
I mean, those are deep topics like for a first date, right?
It is. Also, you're not getting any with that conversation line.
No,
you're out.
Like, if I was him, I'd have been out.
You're
I
done.
don't know what she looked like, but Colby, Anna Kruk Corbin, no confirmation that she was related to One Ball John Kruk.
By the way, did you hear his audio?
Oh, does he have audio?
He has audio out there floating around because he was doing color commentary on a game.
Oh.
And he started talking about the time he played prison baseball. Yeah, no, we need to find that at some point.
Oh, yeah. Remind me for Wednesday. We'll do that. Anna John Corbin says, tried to be an independent woman by walking quickly ahead of him and getting into the car parked out front before he could open the door for me. Okay, number one, I'm out. Let me freaking open the door for you if that's what I want to do. She said, he knocked on the window and yelled through the glass, "This isn't my car."
Stupid.
Mark Lemieux.
All right. Mario's kid.
No confirmation that he's that he's related to Mario or Claude.
Okay.
Although he spells Mark with a C, so he's right French Canadian. Colby, first date in high school, we went out at dinner, and I kept on feeling something funny in my sweater. My date kept commenting on how fidgety I was, and I was completely shocked as I reached up my sleeve to pull out a pair of my mom's panties that was inside my sweater from the laundry. I said, now I do my own laundry.
Okay, first of all, as soon as you felt that it was an odd material, hands should have went under the table.
Yeah.
Just to...
I feel like that's on you.
Yeah.
Colby. What? I don't know if that's how you pronounce their name, but that's what we're going with.
I'm going to go with no.
This guy accidentally texted me instead of his friend about how the date was going,
Oh, dear.
saying he regretted asking me out.
Oh, no.
We both checked our phones at the same time, and there was an awkward silence for the rest of the ride home. Oops.
Well, I mean...
Have you ever done that? Like texted someone mistakenly, and you shouldn't have?
Because it was like...
About that person?
About that. I've never done the about that person text.
Yeah, I have.
I can't imagine. You know what? And the main reason I try and make it a rule that if I want to talk about somebody, I try and talk about them directly to them. I'm not going to talk about somebody to somebody else.
Right, right.
So,
Colby, Todd must be old school like me. He says, I went to the wrong house trying to pick a girl up on a first date, and an elderly couple made me come and watch TGIF with them for 2 hours while we searched the phone book so I could find the girl's address. This was pre-cell phone era. Sounds like you got adopted.
you got kidnapped.
Watching TGIF with him. Maureen Fonda, no relation to Jane or Henry or Peter, as far as I know. On our first date, my husband choked on an I married him anyway.
Wow.
I would totally do that, Colby.
Just to see if he got you married.
On purpose. I might do that now on my next date. General Lychee Organa. That's original. We stopped by his family's barbecue, and on the way to our date, found out we're third cousins.
So did you keep going with it?
No indication if they stayed together.
All right.
Like, sure, go ahead. Colby, in college, a friend set me up on a blind date. I wasn't in a great mood because I'd received a traffic ticket a few hours before. My day got worse when my blind date turned out to be the cop who gave me the ticket. Wow.
What an ass.
Huh. Colby, I met a girl for a blind date once. She didn't say a single word throughout dinner, finished her meal, and left. I then checked my phone, and there was a message from the girl I was supposed to meet saying she couldn't make it tonight. Who the hell did I eat with? Huh.
So you just sat down. Was that girl already there eating? You're like, hey, what's up? How are you?
Oh my God, that's so great. A girl once tried to kiss me with a mouthful of ranch dressing. Is that worse than a burp? I don't think so.
I mean, everything's better with ranch, right?
Even burps? Colby, I was so clueless on a date with this girl I served saltine crackers and made her play Mario Kart with me.
Did it work?
You know who submitted that? Jimmy Fallon. Seems like a very Jimmy Fallon thing to do.
Yes, it is.
So there you go. There's some embarrassing blind date or some embarrassing first date stories. And I'd cut it short because we have something way more important to get to, Colby.
Oh, really?
Because it's time for this.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you, for making us sound good. News and Notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
By God, I found it. Let's go to the new living Nostradamus.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's Athos Salom is his name.
Is he from Arkansas?
No, he's from Brazil. He also looks like he's had a lot of plastic surgery.
Oh, no.
Maybe that's the reason why Salom is able to prognosticate the future. I don't know, but I don't know if he's self-proclaimed living Nostradamus, or is this a label that's been labeled onto him?
Like other people have called him that, yeah.
Yes. Because he's, so far, what they say he's, prophetized or whatever the hell.
Right.
It's like COVID. He said that was going to happen. And
Have you ever done a deep dive into the Nostradamus stuff? I mean, I can't imagine that you have because you don't care about stuff like that.
No, not really. I don't care. Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter and the death of Queen Elizabeth are all things that he has forecasted accurately.
I mean, I feel like we all could have predicted she was going to die, right?
Yeah, we probably could have nailed it down to,
Like the date?
yeah.
All right. No, that would be more impressive.
I don't think that's what he did, but he said he predicted
She's going to die soon.
Yeah. So he says that the advancements in modern warfare, in particular, the emergence of the electromagnetic pulse technology, EMP, are likely to see global disruption take hold before the end of 2024. So what he's calling for is that sometime this year, as I looked at my phone to make sure what year it was, sometime this year, there's going to be an EMP screw up that's going to cause basically the earth to be dark for like 3 days.
Not locusts this time.
No,
EMP.
EMP.
And that stands for electromagnetic pulse. Is that what you said?
Correct.
I don't know that I ever knew what that stood for.
So, do you know what it is?
Yeah, I know what it is.
Okay.
I don't know that I ever knew what it stood for.
So, of course, they've been testing this stuff for a long time.
Right.
The idea about the electromagnetic pulse, but there's been advancements from what Salom says. He also suggests that the developments in artificial intelligence will increase the incidence of such tests in the coming years. So more like the AI is going to be like, need to test it again. And then, boop, oh, lights are off. Fuck. So everybody go and get your Faraday cages and wrap them around your cars, your house, and everything else. Because at some point, you're going to be like, I've still got electricity. And everywhere else, like satellites and shit are falling out of the sky and whatever. And 3 days. Can you imagine?
3 days, man.
Can you imagine 3 days of like no electricity? Because you know what? If that happens, when it's going to happen, it's going to be like August.
Like around the world. Yeah, I was going to say somewhere it's going to be really hot and somewhere it's going to be really cold.
Yeah. It's just not going to be there. I mean, it's going to be a Thanos snap.
Man, I hope I'm with a girl by then. Like permanently.
So in case you're cold
or hot, we have something to do.
You mentioned this kind of in the last segment, but did you know that the designers at Jordan Luca are already sold out online of their newest item, which is pea-stained jeans?
Come on.
They are jeans that have what look like they have wet spot only in the crotch area.
So when we say it looks like it's been peed in, are we talking like it's just a darker material?
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm looking at the pictures, and they look like they've been peed in.
Why is that a thing?
I don't know. The guy that they have modeling this in these pictures, by the way, I would not want to look like ever in my entire life.
Would you model those jeans?
You know what? No. I mean, and I'm not very particular about jeans.
You're not.
But these are a no. I mean, I guess I can try and show the camera this. If I can get it close enough to see. And it changed.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. No, I'm out. I'll just pee my own pants.
So, yeah, hey, everybody, it's cool to pee your pants. And also, you have to pay like $398 for a pair of peed-in jeans. And they're sold out. I'm out. Well, see you later.
Big gulps, huh?
That's right. Let's go from there to the smoking gun, because if when in doubt, go to the smoking gun and see what people have done to other people in order to be here. And one of them is we're going to Florida, because Florida is America's wang. There was a little bit of road rage happening on the Florida highways.
I mean, it is Florida.
It is Florida. And one of the folks, Nolan Goins, it seems like there should be another G in his last name, like Goggins.
Goings?
But it's Goins. He's 46. He was involved in a little bit of a road rage incident where he ended up hitting the guy in the arms, legs, and torso while driving past him. Not with his car, because the guy was also in a car, just had his window down. The weapon of choice was pasta.
People need to stop using food as weapons.
So he hurled his pasta with sauce, mind you, out his window while he was driving past them. It made it into their window and splattered all over the guy. How they know that it was him that did it, besides the person saying it was that car? When the police pulled him over, he still had pasta sauce on this arm from the flick. Now, what it was over was Nolan thought that the guy's lights, this happened at night,
Right.
that the guy's lights were a little too bright shining in his rearview mirror. It was pissing him off.
Oh, my God. I will say, you know, and you know this, there's nothing worse than that. Like,
The guy with the brights stuck on
come on. You know you have your freaking brights on.
because of the little blue thing that says your brights are on.
Idiot.
So, yeah, no. So Nolan got fed up with it and slowed up enough for the guy to be beside him and just took his, I'm hoping he was like an Uber driver and it was somebody else's order that just went out. But either that or his leftovers fled.
Ugh.
But how accurately, because if it's in a take-home dish, right? That's styrofoam. As soon as it hits the wind, you gotta add the give to it. You gotta throw it a little ahead of time.
Yeah, it's like a quarterback
Yeah.
trying to hit his moving receiver.
So the fact that that clamshell stayed closed until the impact and explosion, and the fact that there was sauce flying out of it lets me know it wasn't closed all the way. So this is a 1 in a million shot.
Just give him the win.
Yeah, that guy doesn't need to be pulled over at all.
No, don't put him in trouble. Don't
You
make him in
act-
trouble.
You accurately hit another moving vehicle with flying spaghetti.
For some reason, I was picturing fettuccine Alfredo. I don't know, in my brain, that's where I went.
Well, it's the sauce is saying food stains in red.
Okay, so that would be marinara, as Guy Fieri pronounces it.
Yes. I mean, and he's a Guido, so
Yeah, from California.
yep. So he must be right. I went back to the P jeans. Bad.
Like you have them right now?
No.
Oh.
So there's a new way to send messages about if you're tired of the greeting cards. Message on a spud can be done by you, and it can be shipped to anywhere you want on
Potato?
on a spud on a potato. And
What the hell?
they do things such as they can put your face on the potato, or up to 117 letters
Oh my Lord.
on the potato. You can do that. You can have a specific picture put on the potato, and you can just you what you do is you go online and you pick out your potato, kind of like ratemydick.com. It's ratemypotato.com. And you go there and you pick out your potato, and then you're like, I want that one. And then you're like, I want you to put my face on it, and I want you to mail it to my friend. End of story. Why would you want to do this? I mean, I guess the benefits, instead of being a card, is that you're also giving them potato to eat.
Colby, do you want to register ratemypotato.com? It's available.
Kind of. And we'll rate them by if they have the knots on them, and
Yes.
if they've got any growies or
Like a face in it somewhere.
right. Hey, look. That looks like Cheech.
Oh, Lord.
Cheech potato.
We get here.
I don't know. We just got to Cheech potato somehow.
Potato.
Weird.
As opposed to couch potato.
I wish that would stop giving me updates. I'm trying to get to something over
Colby's
here.
important updates. The Stars are underway.
They are underway.
And the Panthers have eliminated the lightning.
Yay! That's one thing to be excited about. Sorry,
Why?
Tampa fans. Go to South Carolina, where cicadas are kind of loud in South Carolina.
Don't we call those locusts here?
I call them cicadas here.
I've never heard anyone here say cicada. They're locusts.
No, well,
Are they the same thing?
I don't know. I'm not a bug man. I just kill them in video games. We're going to Newberry County Sheriff's Office that sent out a message on Facebook on Tuesday letting people know that the whining sound is just the male cicadas singing to attract mates and not to call 911 because of the weird noises you're hearing. Come to find out that there's a lot of people in South Carolina, which I'm guessing haven't lived there very long. Because you would think if you live where there's a lot of cicadas normally at, you know what's going on. Somebody's explained to you that those are bugs.
Yeah.
And not to call 911. But they are getting flooded with calls and going, hey, there's noises outside that I don't understand. I mean, I can understand if this was Florida calling about the cicada things, because most people in Florida are methed up. So they're just like, no, there's something weird going outside.
Colby, breaking news.
What's that?
Cicadas and locusts are not the same thing, and they're not even closely related. Apparently, Google AI tells me they're even different species of insects.
I didn't think they were. I thought if they were both the same thing, they would have the same name.
Well, but you call different things in other parts of the country.
Is it all just based on what people call sodas around here?
Cokes.
Yeah.
I'll have a Coke. What flavor? Dr. Pepper?
See, I know that's what Texans are supposed to do, but I've never been able to do that because I knew a Coke was a Coke. When I'd asked for a Coke, I wanted a Coke. It's like, no, what?
Oh, not me. If I order a Coke, I expect them to ask me what flavor. And if they bring me a Coke, I'm sending it back because I didn't want a Coke. I wanted a Dr. Pepper.
Then just say a Dr. Pepper then.
I did, but they didn't give me a chance. Like, they just went with it. People are dumb.
I think you're dumb.
Colby, people have been calling cicadas locusts for hundreds of years, since the 1600s, when people got them confused.
Well, there you go. I had more stories, but
Well, go.
no, they're not even worth telling anymore.
Did I beat you down with locust talk?
You did. Really fucking bugged me right there.
Just have to get there first.
Don't let me smile throughout this whole bad joke scenario that I've got going on. Ladies and gentlemen,
Don't giggle.
that's news and notes, everybody.
Thank you, Colby, for making the show worth listening to, as you do each and every show that we have here
What
twice
up?
a week.
We are the Colby, Sapp, and IndyCarTim show on FanStream Sports here each and every Monday and Wednesday, 7 o'clock Central for 2 hours or until we decide to stop the show. Or when Colby gets beaten down with locust talk during news and notes, which y'all would be surprised. I don't think this is the first time that's happened. But we will be back on Wednesday with another Colby, Sapp, and IndyCarTim show on FanStreamSports.com, on YouTube, on X, on Instagram, on Facebook. Y'all come find us wherever you can. Woo! Make sure you comment in the video space below, or if you're listening, 214-937-0569. We would love to hear from you and discuss our sexual preferences with you at some point, face-to-face in person.
Stay hard, Tim's mom.
Until then, boys and girls, we'll see ya.